What is going on, guys? So I'm going to test Stitch. I'm not sure if you guys saw Google's new alternative to Figma, but I'm going to compare it to Figma, and then I'm going to see if I can import that created design into Replit and actually build an app out of it. Let's go. All right, guys, this is what Stitch looks like once you've signed in. Now, bear with me. This is the first time I'm using the app, and I'm taking you through it while I go through it. So these are just different designs. It looks like very similar to Figma, but what's nice about it is you can apparently export to Figma. So let's see what we can build here that we can export to Figma, and then from Figma see if we can build a full functioning app out of it. So I'm going to say build me a clean dashboard where users can launch and track different AI agents with status indicators and a chat style log. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it looks like it is this AI manager out here. Okay, so this is what it came up with. I think this looks really good. There's some good design elements here. We can edit the design in the chat. Okay, so here's the code that we can copy. I can see that we can also get the Figma component there. And then it also suggests a reply here where we can say add a screen for creating a new agent. Let's see what it will do. Okay, so this is what the screen looks like when creating a new agent. Let's add a screen for detailed performance metrics. Let's also add that in there. Okay, so it gave me feedback here to say that I can generate a maximum of 6 screens at a time. I've already generated 2. Would you like me to generate 4 screens? Let's say yes. Okay, it now created the performance component to this app. I just think I think what would have been helpful is if they built on this entire structure. So if this was page 1, this could have been a part of the settings perhaps, and then this could be part of the logs, or this could be part of its own section. But now taking that into consideration, let's see if we were to export this to Figma. Interesting. It does not want to copy to Figma. Let's quickly see. So apparently standard mode is the only mode that can export to Figma. So let's go through standard mode and see if we can create something similar. What I'm interested to see is if it would be able to give me multiple pages. Let me also say create a agent management component with agent edit functionality and agent performance metrics. Let's create that design. Okay, so this is what the first design looks like. Let's see if we take it from here to Figma. Awesome. So you can actually take that to Figma, but let's add another page here. Okay, so in the standard mode, it doesn't use Gemini 2.5 Pro. And you can see that the thinking here is definitely lacking slightly, as we do require this to build onto one another. But let's try to bring this into Figma. Okay, not Figma, and it basically just tells me to paste that. Okay, I can see that. Let's give it the same prompt as what we used here in the beginning. Let's see if it actually brings that in. So right now, Figma's AI agent is building this out. I'm curious to see what it comes up with the example of the Figma file that I've uploaded. I would like to see if we can essentially import this, but I don't see that there's any downloadable Figma options here. It just says download. So I guess it would download the code in the form of JSON. But again, it's not giving me the Figma file download option. Let's see what it comes up with here. Because right now this is AI. Okay, so Figma is still writing the code. As we can see, it is still busy pushing it out, creating different components. So let's see in a bit what the preview would look like. Okay, so now we are getting somewhere. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see what we have here, and then we can bring this into Replit itself. And then from Replit, we can continue with the build to connect the back end and the database. I can't really see anything as of yet, so let's see if we can open it up in preview. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. Okay, so now it tells me that this is the issue with the parts. It's not continuing to reasoning with itself, and it is continuing to build this out. So let's see what this looks like in just a bit. Okay, so while this is continuing, let's see if we can build something straight up. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like you can really import the code by itself on the free version of Figma, but let's see if we can utilize. Okay, yeah, so nothing is working here in Figma either. So what we can do, let's rebuild this entire app by itself, and let's see if there's any benefit with AI straight off the bat without any design guidelines. Figma created the first version of this, and I mean, this looks so much better than what we had here with Stitch. There's no interactive components here. You can't interact. As an example, we can interact. We can look at the different pages. We can create an agent. There's quite a bit we can do on the front end. So what we're now going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to bring it into Replit. So let's publish it. Okay, so now the prototype in Figma is published. You want to go into Replit. You want to go into import or design, and then you want to connect your Figma design. For this example, I've already connected Figma. So I'll say share, copy the link. Maybe it's not this link. Let's go back to Figma. I see the problem here that we sit with Replit is it doesn't import any AI generated Figma links for some reason. So the only way that you would be able to import one is if you design something in Figma where the link will say design. Like we see here, figma.com design, which is essentially the frame URL. And you get the frame URL based on the project itself. So that is quite unfortunate. But if we look at the two different versions here, I would highly suggest continuing with Figma instead of Stitch. Even though Stitch is free to use for now, it's in beta, but you just get so much more quality of work through the Figma files. Alright guys, in Figma I quickly went to get a design file. I just want to show you what that looks like if we were to import that into Replit. Now inside of Figma itself, you can basically go and you can say you want to have a look at templates. Let's say you just want to do a website. You can search a website, you can look inside here what is good. Even this Netflix landing page design. The awesome thing about Replit is you can plug it in here and then you can utilize the agents to start building the back end and start to edit the code that you already have. So that's not something you technically have to do yourself. So as you can see here, Replit is starting to bring it into its own platform. There you have it guys, utilizing Stitch with Figma and seeing if you can incorporate that and build something with Replit. If you are looking to dive much further into AI and developing your apps yourself, I've got a 5-day challenge inside of our school community. The link is down in the description below. If you have any questions, if you need anything, everything will be inside of the community. See you there.